This is our 2013 Hyundai Sonata. We haven't seen this car since April. It went out on a 4-month-long trip. Let me show you everything that's wrong with it. Now, for a disclaimer, this car on this 4-month-long trip was supposed to only drive 24,200 miles max. The guest actually drove 31,246 miles, totaling 7,236 miles over. In that time, it had 3 additional oil changes, not including the one that we did right before it went out on a trip, which is about an oil change every 7,500 miles. It had 4 brand new tires when it left, and a fresh alignment. It now currently has 3 mixed matched wrong size tires. They're all in extremely bad shape. The 3 wheels that were replaced are severely damaged on the outside with curb rash. This one's even missing a wheel lug nut and stud. The front brake pads are very low on life. They need to be replaced, but that's not the one that's the most concerning part. It's actually the back ones that we're more concerned about. Now, the guest had mentioned she was having some tire problems, but the tire problem she was having was with the spare tire. Ignore the random baking soda spill back here, not sure what that's about. The spare tire is not even in here anymore. She sent us a picture of the spare tire blown out, and then we said, where's the other wheel? She said that one was blown out too. So we're guessing she probably just threw away the spare. Our fog light is broken and missing. I'm not sure why it's dangling either. Our front bumper also got damaged in the process. Our light bulbs. The rest of the light bulb's still in there somehow. And this trim piece that I definitely replaced is now broken and missing as well. This car is currently sitting at 284,000 miles, and we want it to keep on going. So we're gonna fix all these issues. Everything from all the current damage to even just regular maintenance stuff, like new wiper blades, engine air filter, cabin air filter, oil change, and figure out what's causing that check engine light. Now, I know 284,000 miles sounds impossible on the Hyundai Sonata, and it kind of is. This engine was replaced right about 129,000 miles when we first got it, and that was actually free courtesy of Hyundai USA with their rod bearing recall extension warranty, blah, blah, blah. Now let's talk about the interior, because we don't give out dirty interior vehicles. This thing was very thoroughly cleaned, and it has cloth seats in it. So what do they look like now after 30,000 miles?
Why is there like a pattern on it?
I don't know.
It's like very clearly like arrow patterns on it. You know what I bet it was?
Yeah.
Probably had a seat cushion on it or something, it like melted.
Oh yeah, probably. The back seat's pretty rough too. It's just generally dirty, and oh, here's part of our tire kit. Now, a lot of people would call it quits on this car. It's 284,000 miles. But I like to say, how much money would you get for this car in this condition? Maybe $1,000, maybe $1,500 for a car that is in good working order. However, it has so many miles and it just looks like crap. So we might as well just fix it and put it right back on the Turo, make it some more money. So let's get started with these wheels. Now, I didn't mean just tires, I meant wheels and tires. As you can see, I have done a Plastidip paint coating on it, but over time when people keep hitting things and scratching up these wheels, you can only add so much paint. Now it's time to get these wheels refinished. It's not guessing when you know it needs lower control arms. It should not be moving like that. Oh my, this one's worse.
That's insane.
That is nuts. It's safe to say there's probably no more brake pad on the back of this thing.
Wow.
Thankfully, we are saving a bit of money by having these wheels refinished because they'll mount and balance our new tires for free. So 4 brand new tires, and the next time we see these things will be like OEM fresh.
The next day.
Now, a couple things that we noticed when we got this car back from its long trip is it's missing a wheel stud on this front one. Now, we do know that the guest did have to have 3 of those tires replaced over the duration of her trip, just because she got general flats or maybe hit something, judging on the way the suspension came back. And one of those times, whenever somebody was replacing the wheel, they managed to snap off a wheel stud, which means they over-tightened it way too tight. In addition to this, we're doing new shocks, new struts, lower control arms, and even sway bar end links to make sure this car rides like a dream. Basically, my procedure for removing these studs is just hope for the best, an air hammer.
Last bolt. Rear shocks.
That was a tough cookie, but Todd knocked out the rear suspension and also did this front side while I did my side. I had a little extra problem because to get that wheel set off, I had to take the whole knuckle apart. Of course, nothing goes to plan, but we got it knocked out. New struts, new sway bar end links, new brake pads and rotors, even new lower control arms. And what better way to finish off the car with some brand new fresh rubbers and some refinished wheels.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good drive safe. Now these seats look incredible. They are out of the Limited, which is one step higher than our vehicle. However, they do have heated seats, just like our GLS trim does in our Sonata. Now we're not super lazy. We typically do clean these seats in that Sonata. However, they just keep coming back incredibly dirty. They have a lot of cracking on the bolsters, a little bit on the sides as well, and just generally the middle pattern, which is actually cloth and the outsides are faux leather. The middle is just incredibly deeply stained, and even though we could keep cleaning these, it would just take way too much time. Which is why it's way easier to upgrade and replace now. So let's go ahead and get those old seats out. Airbag light off.
Stay off.
Stayed off.
Nice.
Heated seats. Activated. With the interior all swapped out and cleaned up and all the suspension replaced, this thing's gonna ride like a dream. But now it just needs to go to the wash for its final cleaning, because this thing is gross. It's a combination of tree sap and water marks and bird poop and bug splatter. You can tell from this back bumper, it probably was not cleaned the entire time. Look at that. This thing looks pristine, especially with the wheels all done up. Incredible. Bang up job, Todd. So when it comes to this Hyundai Sonata, it currently has 283,000 miles on it. Let's go over all the expenses that we did on this vehicle. So we got the old wheels refinished and got the mountain balance included with those new tires, new lower control arms, new struts, new sway bar end links, new shocks in the rear. We did front and rear brake pads and rotors on this vehicle, as well as an engine air filter and a cabin air filter. With all those parts added up, we spent $1,290 on this vehicle just getting it back into tip-top shape, plus a $7 wash. Can't forget that. Now this guest went on a 31,200 mile trip. She was only allotted 24,200 miles, which gives us a grand total of $4,800 including overage mileage from that trip in earnings alone. Now with the car all cleaned up, let's go over the numbers. So originally when this car went out on its 4-month-long trip back in April, it drove 31,400 miles. The guest was only allotted 24,200 miles, which means she had a bunch of overage mileage. In trip earnings plus that overage mileage, we made $4,800 off of that trip. Now as a result, we did have to do a lot of repairs on this vehicle. We had to do engine air filter, cabin air filter, oil change. We did front and rear brake pads and rotors. We did a lot of suspension work as well, so we did front struts and rear shocks, lower control arms, and sway bar end links on this car. Now it drives like a dream. Now we can't forget that the interior needed some serious love, so we replaced those front seats for an additional $450. In addition to the seats, we wanted to get these wheels refinished because they were old and crusty, and it needed 4 new tires and an alignment. So with all of that brings our grand total to $1,750 to get this car back in tip-top shape. Now minus our earnings, we end up with a grand profit of $3,060. I'd say that's well worth it considering this car is now in incredible condition and go out back on a Turo making way more money. As always guys, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and we'll see you in the next episode.